Ever wonder what it feels like to face judgment long after your voice has faded, when all that's left of you is a memory and a few old bones? It's a curious thought, ain't it? Like wondering if the ghost of a well-loved hound still paces the porch long after he's crossed the Rainbow Bridge. Our tale tonight begins in a quiet Italian night, back in the year 897. A time so far removed it feels like a dream whispered across the centuries. Picture it. The crickets hum their lullaby out yonder, a gentle, rhythmic sound that's been serenading folks to sleep for countless generations, just like the ones chirping outside your window now. Above, a silver moon hangs heavy and low, casting long dancing shadows across the ancient stones of Rome. The air itself feels thick with the scent of damp earth, a hint of ancient moss, and the soft, earthy aroma of forgotten prayers carried on the breeze. You're standing by an old stone bridge, not unlike some of those sturdy, weathered bridges you might find connecting sleepy little towns across our own American countryside, the kind where you can almost hear the echoes of horses, hooves from a bygone era. The Tiber River, dark and deep, whispers its secrets through the reeds that line its banks, a low, constant murmur, like an old friend sharing a quiet confidence. And there, in this hush, a grim scene is about to unfold. Bless your heart, it's 317, and the fate of a dead pope is about to stir the shadows, not with a roar but with an unsettling quiet that chills you to the bone. This isn't just any old history lesson. This is the story of Formosus and Stephen Sussex, a clash of power dressed in holy robes, a vendetta as old as time, hinting at the eerie rituals and buried grudges that will soon echo through the ages. Much like a bell that keeps ringing long after the clapper has stopped, the gentle lap of the Tiber against its ancient banks fills your ears now, a soft, insistent sound, almost like the quiet breathing of someone sleeping peacefully nearby. As dawn creeps, slow and shy, over the eternal city, that water carries a chill, doesn't it? A chill that somehow seeps into your bones, much like the biting cold of a winter morning when you're out by the old barn, mending a fence or just tending to the livestock, waiting for the sun to truly show its face. You're standing right there near the riverbank, where the scent of moss and something a little forgotten, a little decayed, lingers in the air. It's a subtle fragrance, but it's a heavy one, a quiet reminder of what's about to come, something no living soul should ever have to witness. For you see, Formosus's body, exhumed from its resting place, is about to face a trial so bizarre, so beyond the pale, that it beggars belief. They've draped his decaying form in the splendor of papal robes, those rich vestments meant for the living, for moments of grace and solemn prayer, not for the silent, cold embrace of death. Bless their hearts, you can almost hear the whispered gasps from the onlookers, the rustle of their rough cloaks in the damp morning air as this macabre spectacle unfolds. This isn't just a grim scene, no sir. This is the stage being set for Stephen's vengeance, a thread of hatred so deeply woven it feels as old and gnarled as the roots of an ancient oak tree in a forgotten field. This single act will weave itself into the church's darkest chapters, teasing at the fragile peace of the next dawn, and setting the stage for a story you won't soon forget. And so, as the first hints of sunlight barely kissed the ancient Roman tiles, the grim, theatrical show truly began. Imagine, if you will, being right there in that dim, echoing cathedral, the very air thick with the scent of old stone, and the heavy, sweet smell of incense trying to mask something far less holy. You're sitting there, maybe feeling the cool, rough creak of wooden pews beneath you, just like the ones in that old country church back home, the kind that always smelled faintly of beeswax and history. And then you see it. Formosus, or what was left of him, propped up on a throne. He wasn't sitting upright like a living man, no sir. More like a scarecrow dressed for a harvest dance, its limbs stiff and awkward, dressed in the most sacred of garments. A puppet in a grim play orchestrated by a living man consumed by rage. Stephen Sickes, bless his heart, had a vendetta brewing that was older than the cornfields back home, the kind that gets passed down through generations, festering in the quiet corners of a family's memory. His rage, a palpable thing in the heavy air, took center stage. He was railing against a corpse, mind you, accusing Formosus of all manner of transgressions. It was a bizarre scene, chilling enough to make the hair on your arm stand up straight, like when a sudden gust of wind rattles the old window panes on a stormy night. This wasn't justice. It was an act of raw, unfiltered power, a public humiliation meant to cement Stephen's authority and erase his predecessor's legacy. This strange, macabre trial wasn't just a fleeting moment of madness, though. Oh no, it revealed something far deeper about the church itself in those turbulent times. It was torn, deeply torn by politics and personal rivalries, just like a favorite old quilt that's seen too many hard winters and is starting to fray at the edges. This unholy spectacle, this mockery of due process, wasn't the end of the story. Instead, it was setting the stage, paving the way for something else entirely. Soon, a young deacon, perhaps trembling like a leaf caught in an autumn breeze, would step forward. He'd become the voice of the silent, a crucial bridge to the unsettling, truly shocking justice or injustice that was still awaiting Formosus. The kind of grim foreshadowing that makes you pull your blanket a little tighter, wondering what dark turns the story might take next. I've always thought silence can speak louder than words, haven't you? Like the quiet dignity of a towering old redwood, standing strong through the ages. It tells a story without uttering a sound. And here, in this dim, echoing cathedral, amidst the heavy silence that pressed down on every soul present, it did just that. You're seated among the murmurs, the soft, uneasy rustle of robes like autumn leaves falling from the oak trees in a gentle breeze, a sound that, even now, can bring back memories of crisp fall days and the smell of wood smoke. The air, thick, with anticipation and the strange, sweet scent of incense that couldn't quite mask the chill of the grave, seemed to hold its breath. And then a figure stepped forward. A young deacon, bless his trembling heart. What a burden he must have felt. Imagine the weight of that moment, the eyes of a whole church, a whole city fixed upon him, and the solemn task of speaking for a man who could no longer speak for himself. It must have felt like being asked to bring water from a well that had long gone dry, or to carry a tune without a voice. Yet he did. He stepped forward to speak for the dead, for Formosus who lay there, a silent, grim testament to the living's folly and fury. This act of giving voice to Formosus, even in such a twisted parody of a trial, was more than just a formality. It was a courageous, almost defiant gesture in the face of Stephen's rampant, unbridled rage. It unveiled a deeper, more tangled web of rivalry and ambition within the very heart of the church, a messier tangle than a fishing line after a long day on the lake. It hinted at the raw, brutal consequences that were still to come. The severed fingers, the cold, watery grave in the Tiber. It was a grim foreshadowing, a quiet warning that Stephen's vindictive fury was far from spent, and that his own downfall, a chilling twist of fate, was lurking just beyond the horizon, waiting to claim him like a shadow reaching out in the fading twilight. Where once hands blessed with grace, gentle and reassuring, now lay broken, the trial took a turn darker than a moonless night on the prairie, the kind of darkness that presses in on you, where even the stars seem to hide. You're watching, perhaps, with a knot forming in your stomach, as the cold stone floor of that ancient cathedral chills your feet, and a silence descends that's heavier than any sermon. It was then, in that chilling hush, that Stephen, in his unrestrained fury, ordered. Formosis's blessing fingers cut. Imagine that, friends. Those very fingers once raised in benediction, in gestures of peace and prayer, now reduced to instruments of vengeance. Bless his vengeful soul. It's a sight to haunt the soul, isn't it? A barbaric act that screamed louder than any shout, echoing the raw, brutal power that had consumed him. This wasn't merely a symbolic gesture. It was a profound act of desecration, meant to strip away every last vestige of Formosis's holy office, to render him utterly powerless even in death. It was a moment that painted the church with a stain, a dark brushstroke on its long and complex canvas. This mutilation marked a peak of cruelty, a desperate, violent crescendo in Stephen's macabre performance. It was a moment of sheer, unadulterated hubris, a belief that he could control even the memory of the dead. But as we often learn, what goes around comes around, a truth as old as the hills themselves. This act, so shocking and sacrilegious, was the final desperate step before the corpse's ignominious plunge into the murky waters of the Tiber. And that plunge, friends, that moment of ultimate disrespect, planted the seeds of retribution deep within the turbulent future of the church. It was a moment that would not be forgotten, a cruel irony, for it laid the groundwork for Stephen's own bitter harvest, a lesson in humility that would soon be delivered with cold, unyielding finality. You might think the river's flow would simply wash away the past, carrying away the echoes of such a terrible deed like so many fallen leaves in a gentle current. But oh, my dear friends, the Tiber holds a story far grimmer than a peaceful float down a lazy creek on a warm summer afternoon. It's got a memory, that old river, as deep and mysterious as a well that's seen generations of secrets. And on that fateful day, it certainly held on to something. With the blessing fingers severed, a final horrifying indignity was visited upon the deceased Pope Formosus. His mutilated body was then dragged unceremoniously through the streets, a final, public spectacle of absolute contempt. And then it happened. The Tiber swallowed Formosis's body whole, its waters murky and cold, not unlike the forgotten well out behind an old abandoned homestead, the kind that might give you a shiver just looking into its depths. You can almost feel the chill from here, the weight of this desecration pressing down, heavy and suffocating. Bless their hearts, it was a burial no one, not even a condemned criminal, truly deserved. It was an act of extreme vengeance, an attempt to utterly erase a man, body and soul from the annals of history and the collective memory. But here's the curious thing about history. Much like the way a discarded pebble in a quiet pond can still cause ripples that spread to the very edges, this act of disposal, this final contemptuous heave into the river, wasn't the end. Oh no. It stirred an unrest, a deep unease that rippled through the very fabric of the church and the Roman populace. It was a step too far, a line crossed that even the most hardened observers found abhorrent. And in that very act, the whispers of retribution began to swirl, quiet at first, like the rustle of dry leaves in a gentle breeze, but growing steadily louder. Those whispers spoke of Stephen's own fate, of a prison cell, cold and unforgiving, and the dark, inevitable twist of justice that was lurking just beyond the horizon, waiting to claim him. The very river that swallowed Formosus would, in its own silent way, bear witness to the coming storm, a quiet foreshadowing of the poetic, albeit grim, justice that awaited Stephen. Remember that silver moon casting its pale, ghostly light over the Tiber in those opening moments? Well, that very same moon now casts an even paler, colder light on Stephen, but this time it's not dancing on the river. Instead, it's barely piercing the gloom of a damp, unforgiving prison cell. You can almost feel the chill radiating. From the thick stone walls, the kind of deep, bone-aching cold that sinks into you and won't let go, much like the air in an old root cellar in the dead of winter. Stephen, once a figure of immense power, is now locked away, confined to a space where the cricket's nightly song, that gentle lullaby we heard earlier, can't reach him, replaced instead by the ominous drip, drip, drip of water from the ceiling. You're standing just outside that prison, perhaps imagining the suffocating silence within, broken only by his sighs, heavy with regret, or perhaps still burning with unfulfilled rage. The scent of mold and stale air hangs heavy, like a rainy day in the old shed when everything feels damp and confined. Bless his heart, power turned to chains, didn't it? A bitter, fitting irony that the one who so ruthlessly bound another in death now finds himself equally bound in life. It's a stark reminder that the wheel of fortune, as folks used to say, is always turning. His strangulation in captivity closes this tumultuous chapter, a grim, unceremonious end for a man who wielded such immense destructive power. It was a swift, silent justice delivered not by a formal court, but by the very forces his actions had unleashed. But even as this chapter closes, it opens another. This tragedy, this dark episode, hints at a church that, despite its deep wounds and public humiliation, was beginning the slow, arduous process of rebuilding itself. Fragile as a new spring sapling after a harsh winter storm, it was seeking to find its footing once more, to mend the fractured pieces, to heal. In the quiet sections to come, we'll see how this resilient faith, much like the hardy folks who settled this land, slowly but surely began to knit itself back together, seeking a path toward reconciliation and a quieter strength. I'm just an old torch, you see, left flickering in the cathedral's hushed interior, its flame dancing softly, almost breathing with the quiet reverence that has begun to settle. And from my vantage point, high on the cold stone wall, I'm watching. I'm watching as the very air inside this sacred space grows lighter, not just with the morning sun, but with the warmth of new prayers, whispered softly, carefully, like tender shoots reaching for the light after a long, dark winter. You're there, perhaps feeling that same subtle shift in the atmosphere, the gentle warmth of a fire being rebuilt, log by log. Imagine the scent of fresh pine logs crackling softly in a hearth, a sound as comforting and familiar as a winter's. Evening spent curled up by the fire with a good book, the kind that makes you feel utterly at home. That's the feeling now, as the church, once so broken and battered by the storm of human folly, stirs from its chaos. Bless their resilient souls, they're mending, aren't they? Like a beloved old barn that's been through countless seasons, weathering every storm, its timbers creaking but holding strong, the community is slowly but surely finding its footing. Again, this recovery isn't about grand pronouncements or sudden miracles. It's a quiet, persistent mending, much like a grandmother carefully stitching a torn piece of fabric, thread by delicate thread. It hints at the deep, invaluable lessons learned from the darkness they've just endured. Lessons about humility, about the true cost of unchecked power, and about the fragile yet enduring nature of faith and community. This quiet strength, born from tribulation, will be their guide, leading them toward a future of reconciliation and reflection. It's a path that unfolds slowly, deliberately, like the gentle current of a meandering stream, promising a deeper understanding and a lasting peace in the quiet days to come. Friends, have you ever noticed how a candle's flame in its quiet, steady dance teaches us so much about letting go? It burns brightly, giving its light freely, and then, without a fuss, it slowly diminishes, accepting its end with a gentle surrender. You're sitting by one now, perhaps in a quiet room, the soft, warm glow dancing on the walls, casting gentle shadows that sway and merge. The wax, a silent witness to its own giving, drips slowly, steadily, like tears on a quiet night. Each drop a tiny, almost imperceptible release. It's in this patient, humble act that the Church, in its own way, is finding its footing, learning to let go of the pain and the bitterness of the past. Bless their patient hearts, their learning. From the dark, aren't they? Much like a farmer learns about the value of rain after a long drought, or how the first tender shoots of spring truly appreciate the warmth of the sun after a harsh, unforgiving winter. This isn't a quick fix, no sir, but a slow, deliberate process, like the quiet mending of a beloved old garment, stitch by painstaking stitch. The wisdom they are gaining isn't found in grand decrees or sweeping pronouncements, but in the quiet, day-to-day acts of forgiveness and resilience. This lesson of forgiveness, born from the crucible of their own trials, is a delicate yet powerful force teasing a path forward that is both healing and hopeful. It suggests that the echoes of Formosus's trial, those harsh, jarring sounds of injustice and rage, might not fade completely, but instead soften into wisdom. They will become quiet, reflective murmurs in the heart, lessons to guide their steps in the days ahead, much like the gentle murmur of a distant stream that guides a weary traveler home. It's a quiet, profound transformation, a slow, gentle turning towards a future where the past serves not as a chain, but as a gentle, guiding light. The rustle of oak leaves overhead now fills your ears, a sound as ancient and comforting as the whisper of time itself. It's twilight now, and the golden hues of the setting sun are fading, giving way to the deep, soft blues and purples of dusk. The earthy scent of the forest floor rises gently, like a memory of childhood picnics shared under the sprawling branches of a mighty tree, where laughter mingled with the scent of pine needles and damp soil. You're resting beneath just such a tree, feeling the rough, comforting bark against your back, and a sense of tentative peace, fragile yet precious, settling over the community. Bless their weary souls. They're healing, aren't they? Much like a field that's been tilled and sowed after a long, hard winter, slowly beginning to show the first green whispers of new growth. The storm of rage and division has passed, leaving behind a stillness, a quiet understanding that sometimes the greatest strength lies not in shouting, but in listening, in mending, in simply being. This isn't the boisterous, carefree peace of a summer fair, but a deeper, more profound calm, earned through shared hardship and a quiet determination to move forward. This calm after the storm isn't an empty void. It's fertile ground. It plants a seed of hope, small but resilient, deep within the heart of this recovering community. It hints at stories of unity and quiet resilience that will blossom in the quiet nights to follow, much like the delicate, unassuming wildflowers that stubbornly return each spring, no matter how harsh the winter. These are the tales of forgiveness, of neighbor helping neighbor, of the slow, steady work of rebuilding trust brick by painstaking brick. They are stories that will whisper through the ages, reminding us that even after the darkest of times, the human spirit, with a little grace and a lot of patience, always finds a way to grow towards the light. Like a farmer tending a field. After a long parched drought, the church in those days was sowing seeds of renewal, patiently, diligently, under the gentle gaze of a harvest moon. You're walking past rows of wheat, perhaps, or corn, feeling the soft earth beneath your feet, the air sweet with the promise of bread, of sustenance, of life returning to the land. It's a familiar scent, isn't it? The kind that makes you think of autumn festivals, of fresh-baked pies and of community coming together to celebrate the fruits of their labor. And as the faith once so shaken begins to steady itself, you can almost hear a quiet, collective sigh of relief. Bless their steadfast hearts, they're rebuilding, aren't they? Not with grand declarations or sudden miracles, but with the quiet, persistent effort of hands that understand the rhythm of the earth. Just as a farmer knows that a good harvest comes from consistent, loving care, so too did the church slowly but surely find its way back to its core purpose, nurturing the souls of its flock. This wasn't a process to be rushed, any more than you can rush a seed to sprout. It was a patient, hopeful endeavor, much like the slow, steady progress of a sunrise after the longest night. This resilience, born from the depths of their recent trials, foreshadows a time of deep reflection, a quiet reckoning with the past. The lessons learned, often painfully during those dark days, would not be forgotten. Instead, they would guide their hands in the seasons ahead, shaping their decisions, informing their actions, much like the wisdom passed down through generations of a farming family, teaching them how to read the sky and tend the soil. This quiet, persistent growth is a testament to the enduring human spirit, proving that even after the ground has been trampled, life with enough care and faith will always find a way to bloom again. I've always believed a hearth can hold more than just heat, haven't you? It's a silent keeper of secrets, a quiet witness to countless family stories, the place where laughter rings out and tears might fall, all under the comforting glow of the embers. You're by one now, perhaps feeling the deep radiating warmth seep into your bones, chasing away any lingering chill from the outside world. The crackle of logs in the fireplace sounds almost like a friend's gentle chuckle, a familiar, reassuring rhythm that invites you to lean back and just be. And the scent, how the scent of apple cider, sweet and spiced, warming the room, mingling with the wood smoke, making everything feel utterly, wonderfully right, like a perfect autumn evening. It's in this sacred, humble space that confessions once held tight. In anxious hearts begin to soften old wounds. Bless their forgiving spirits, they're mending, aren't they? Like a beloved old ceramic bowl, chipped and cracked from years of use, being carefully pieced back together, lovingly restored to hold new memories. The words exchanged here aren't about blame or anger anymore. They're about understanding, about letting go, about the quiet courage it takes to look someone in the eye and offer or receive a heartfelt apology. It's a slow, tender process, much like waiting for dough to rise on a cool morning, requiring patience and a gentle touch. This healing, born from the simple act of sharing and listening, hints at a future where dialogue might finally replace vengeance, where the bitter, destructive shouts of the past might give way to the soft, steady hum of understanding. It's a thread, thin but strong, to follow into the next dawn, suggesting that the most powerful transformations aren't always grand or sudden, but often occur in the quietest of moments, around the warmest of firesides, where hearts are softened and the true work of forgiveness truly begins. Where once rage roared, shaking the very foundations of the old cathedral and the hearts of all who witnessed it, now a gentle wind sways the cornfields. It's a soft, whispering contrast to the storm that passed, isn't it? Like the quiet sigh of relief after a long, intense argument finally subsides, leaving behind a stillness that's almost palpable. You're standing out in the breeze, feeling it cool against your face, a comforting touch after the heat of conflict. The rustle of the cornstalks is like a soft lullaby, a sound that has comforted generations of folks on quiet evenings, a promise of peace after turmoil. Bless their humble hearts. They're growing, aren't they? This shift from the fiery, destructive rage of Stephen to the quiet, persistent calm of the wind isn't accidental. It's a deliberate turning, a conscious effort by the Church to learn from its grievous mistakes and to seek a path of genuine peace. This isn't the kind of peace that comes from simply forgetting, no sir. It's the harder, more enduring kind that comes from deep introspection, from facing the uncomfortable truths of the past and deciding to forge a different way forward. It's about building a foundation not on power and vengeance, but on humility and healing. This profound shift promises a time of introspection, a quiet period for reflection and deep collective thought. The past shadows, those dark, unsettling memories of Formosus's trial and Stephen's fall, might not vanish entirely, but instead of haunting them, they might teach. They will become quiet, somber lessons, reminding them of the fragility of power and the enduring strength of true faith. It's a gentle yet firm rebuke from the universe itself, guiding them to understand that true strength lies in compassion, not cruelty. This wind, whispering through the fields, carries not just the scent of growing things, but the quiet, hopeful promise of a future where wisdom, born from hardship, can finally take root and flourish. You might expect an old barn to hold only hay and horses, perhaps the dusty scent of lingering summer afternoons and the quiet rustle of straw. But listen close, friends, for its creaking beams and weathered walls tell a story far deeper, a tale of endurance and rebirth that echoes the very journey of the Church in those healing days. You're inside, perhaps, feeling the rough-hewn timbers that have stood steadfast for generations, the scent of aged wood filling your nose, rich and warm, like 1,000 quiet Sundays rolled into one. The quiet within is profound, a stillness that feels like a Sunday nap after a long week of work, utterly peaceful and restorative. It is in this serene, time-honored space that faith, battered but not broken, truly begins to strengthen. Bless their enduring souls, they're rising, aren't they? Like the phoenix of old tales, or perhaps more like a sturdy oak, slowly regaining its leaves after a harsh, punishing winter. This isn't a sudden, miraculous transformation, but a gradual, painstaking process, much like patching a leaky roof after a fierce storm, or mending a fence post that's finally given way. Each nail hammered, each board replaced, speaks of a commitment to rebuilding, to ensuring the structure, both physical and spiritual, can stand tall once more. The lessons learned from the dark days of conflict and injustice are being woven into the very fabric of their being, making them wiser, more resilient. This renewal, witnessed by the quiet, ancient walls of the old barn, teases a legacy of enduring lessons, a profound understanding of what truly matters when the chips are down. It's a foundation for the stories yet to unfold, tales of quiet resilience, of communal effort, and of a steadfast belief in something larger than themselves. Just as a barn provides shelter and sustenance for generations, so too would this revitalized faith offer guidance and comfort to those who followed, a quiet testament to the power of perseverance. It's a reminder that even in the most mundane of places, if you listen closely enough, you can hear the profound whispers of history guiding us still. I'm just a small twig, you see, dropped carelessly by a child's hand onto the dusty path. Lying here as the vast plains stretch wide around me, under a sky that seems to go on forever. You're nearby, perhaps taking a slow, easy stroll, feeling the earth warm underfoot, sensing the quiet peace that has settled over this land. In the distance, you might hear the soft, low moo of a cow, a sound as comforting and familiar as the creak of an old wooden gate at dusk. It's a sound that speaks of home, of routine, of life moving forward, slowly but surely. And in this gentle stillness, the community, having weathered its storm, continues to heal. Bless their gentle hearts, they're mending, aren't they? It's not the dramatic, sudden healing you see in storybooks, but the quiet, persistent kind, like the steady growth of a sapling in a well-tended orchard, each day a little stronger, a little more rooted. My small presence here, this unassuming twig on the path, hints at something profound. It suggests that in the grand tapestry of history, even the smallest acts, the most seemingly insignificant moments of kindness, of forgiveness, of quiet endurance, might carry immense weight. They are the unseen threads that weave together the bigger picture, connecting hearts and strengthening bonds, much like the humble stitches in a cherished family quilt. This quiet, unassuming existence, this simple twig, is a thread to the next quiet chapter. It reminds us that big changes often begin with small, almost imperceptible shifts, with a quiet turning towards kindness, with a shared commitment to building something better. The stories that unfold from here on aren't about grand battles, but about the enduring strength of the human spirit, about resilience, and about the deep, unwavering bonds that truly hold a community together. It's a gentle reminder that even in the quietest corners of the world, there's always a story waiting to be told, a lesson waiting to be learned. Remember that silver moon we talked about earlier, casting its cool, distant light over the troubled waters of the Tiber? Well, now imagine a different kind of light, one that feels closer, warmer, more comforting. It's the soft, steady glow of a lantern, mimicking that very moon, but holding its warmth right there in front of you. You're by the fire now, perhaps, feeling its gentle heat against your skin, a comforting presence as the evening deepens. The scent of pine, sweet and familiar, like a cherished Christmas memory from long ago, fills the air, mingling with the soft crackle of the flames. In this warm, inviting space, peace isn't just a distant hope anymore. It's taking root slowly but surely, like a sturdy little sapling finding purchase in fertile soil. Bless their hopeful hearts, they're finding their way, aren't they? It's a journey, this path to healing, and it's rarely a straight one. But with each quiet moment, each shared glance, each gentle word, they're inching closer to a place of true tranquility. This lantern light, humble as it is, foreshadows a time of shared stories, a time when the community will gather, not in fear or judgment, but in understanding and compassion. It's a bridge to the lessons ahead, a quiet promise that even after the darkest of nights, light will always return, bringing with it warmth, clarity, and the quiet comfort of companionship. The cricket's song now rises, soft and persistent, filling the night air with a melody as old as time itself. It's a lullaby, isn't it? One that has cradled generations of folks to sleep on summer evenings, a soothing chorus that speaks of quiet contentment. You're resting on a porch swing, perhaps, feeling the familiar, gentle sway of the old wood beneath you, a rhythm as steady as a beating heart. The scent of night-blooming jasmine, sweet and heady, drifts on the breeze, mingling with the cool air, making the evening feel utterly serene. In this quiet, harmonious embrace of nature, the church, having endured its tumultuous past, is slowly but surely stabilizing, much like a tired traveler finally finding solid ground. Bless their patient. Souls, they're steadying, aren't they? This isn't a sudden, dramatic declaration of peace, but a gradual, organic process, like the slow, deliberate turning of the seasons. It's the kind of quiet strength that comes from knowing you've faced the worst and found a way through it, a resilience that settles deep in the bones. The harmony of the crickets, the gentle sway of the swing, the sweet scent of the night, all these small, comforting details reflect the inner peace that is beginning to take root within the community. This newfound harmony hints at a future where forgiveness might finally bloom, fragile yet beautiful, like the first wildflowers pushing through the thawing earth after a long winter. It's a melody that will carry forward, not just through the quiet nights, but into the bright promise of each new day. It suggests that even after the most discordant of times, the human spirit, with a little time and a lot of grace, can find its rhythm again, creating a song of peace that resonates deeply, offering comfort and hope to all who listen. Like a beloved old quilt, carefully stitched from countless scraps of fabric, some faded with time, some still vibrant with color, the church was now weaving a new resolve under the vast, starry sky. You're wrapped in its warmth, perhaps feeling the comforting weight of it, the soft, familiar texture against your skin, as the creak of the porch swing provides a gentle, rhythmic backdrop, a soft song of quiet progress. Each patch in that quilt tells a story, doesn't it? A memory of a life lived, a hardship endured, a joy celebrated. And so, too, each quiet act of healing, each shared prayer, each moment of understanding, was a stitch in this new fabric of faith. Bless their diligent hearts, they're sowing peace, aren't they? It's not a quick, hurried job, but one that requires patience, precision, and a deep understanding of how each piece, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, contributes to the whole. This patchwork of quiet resolve, born from their shared history and renewed commitment, promises a time of profound reflection. It's a pattern that will guide the next twilight, a blueprint for how to navigate challenges with grace and unity, rather than with discord and division. This isn't just about putting things back to how they were. It's about creating something stronger, something more beautiful, something that can withstand the test of time, just like a well-made quilt passed down through generations. The warmth of this resolve will spread, comforting those who seek solace and gently guiding the community toward a future built on understanding, empathy, and enduring faith. It's a quiet testament to the enduring power of human connection, a soft invitation to find peace, even in the quietest of moments. I've always seen wisdom in a simple nod, haven't you? Not the kind of nod that means yes or no, but the slow, thoughtful kind, the one that tells you a lifetime of experience is quietly acknowledging a truth. And here, in the soft glow of the firelight, it shines brightly in an elder's gaze. You're by the hearth, perhaps feeling the comforting warmth radiating from the stones, listening to the gentle crackle of the fire, a sound that speaks of comfort and continuity. The scent of wood smoke curls gently through the air, like a distant, cherished memory, weaving itself into the quiet of the room. It's in this shared stillness that the lessons of the past are truly beginning to take hold, settling deep within the collective heart of the community. Bless their thoughtful hearts. They're learning, aren't they? It's a profound kind of learning, not from dusty books, but from the raw, lived experience of sorrow and recovery. This isn't a quick academic understanding, but a wisdom that comes from the soil, from the struggle, from the quiet resilience of planting seeds after a harsh frost. It's the kind of insight that shines in the eyes of those who have seen much, endured much, and still choose to move forward with grace. This insight, born from shared hardship and quiet reflection, teases a future of shared wisdom, a time when the elders will gently pass on their hard-won knowledge, not with sermons, but with quiet stories and knowing glances. It's a light to follow into the coming nights, a beacon that promises guidance and understanding. The echoes of Formosus's trial, the pain of Stephen's fall, all of it is slowly transforming not into bitterness but into a deep, abiding wisdom that will light their path, much like a steady lantern leading you home down a winding country road. It's a reminder that true wisdom isn't about being right, but about understanding, about healing, and about the quiet power of simply being present. Where thunder once shook the very rafters of the old world, rattling windows and stirring fear, in every heart, now only a gentle rain taps softly on the roof. It's a sound so different, isn't it? A soothing, rhythmic patter, a world away from the violent roar of the storm that passed. You're inside now, perhaps nestled in a comfy chair, feeling the steady beat of the raindrops like a heartbeat, calm and reassuring. The air, crisp and clean, carries the fresh scent of washed earth, a clear contrast to the heavy, oppressive atmosphere that hung in the wake of conflict. In this newfound quiet, a profound sense of calm is slowly, deeply returning. Bless their resilient hearts, they're recovering, aren't they? Like fields parched by a long drought finally soaking up the much-needed rain, or a weary traveller finding a safe haven after a long, arduous journey. This peace isn't simply the absence of conflict, it's a deeper, more robust tranquility, born from having faced the very worst, and emerging, not unscathed, but stronger for the experience. It's the quiet strength that comes from understanding that storms, no matter how fierce, always eventually pass, leaving behind a cleansed, refreshed world. This tangible peace hints at a time of rebuilding, a period of quiet, dedicated effort to mend what was broken and strengthen what remains. It's a quiet strength, a gentle determination that we'll explore next, a testament to the enduring human spirit's capacity to find beauty and renewal even after the most devastating of trials. The faded roar of the storm now serves as a distant yet vital reminder of the darkness, making the gentle rhythm of the rain all the more precious, a true balm for the soul. You might think a clock only tells time, marking the minutes and hours with its steady tick-tock, a simple measure of passing moments. But listen closer, friends, for an old clock, with its worn wooden case and weathered face, whispers tales far deeper than mere chronology. It whispers of healing, of patience, of the enduring rhythm of life itself. You're by the hearth now, perhaps, the warmth from the glowing embers reaching out, gentle and constant. The scent of baked apples, sweet and comforting, fills the room, mingling with the subtle aroma of wood smoke, creating that perfect, cozy feeling that just wraps around you like a warm blanket. And in this comforting space, the church, having weathered its trials, is slowly but surely mending. Bless their steadfast souls, they're growing, aren't they? Like a sturdy old oak, adding another ring to its trunk with each passing year, becoming stronger, more deeply rooted. This isn't a hasty process, but a quiet, persistent one, much like the slow, deliberate movement of the clock's hands. Each tick and each tock marks not just a second, but a tiny step forward in their journey of recovery and renewal. The lessons learned, often painful and hard-won, are now settling in, becoming part of their collective wisdom, guiding their path with a quiet certainty. This steady rhythm, this unassuming tick-tock, foreshadows a legacy of patience, a deep understanding that the most profound changes often unfold slowly, over time. Like the seasons turning, it's a beat that will guide the days ahead, a gentle reminder that resilience isn't about rushing, but about enduring, about finding strength in the quiet, consistent passage of time. The old clock, in its humble way, becomes a silent teacher, reminding us that even in the face of great upheaval, life finds its steady pace, and healing, with time and care, will always come. I'm the riverbank, you see, a quiet, steadfast presence, cradling the Tiber's ancient flow as it winds its way through time. I've seen so much, felt the weight of history settle upon me, and now I'm watching the church slowly, surely, begin to rise again from the depths of its trials. You're standing right here, perhaps, feeling the cool, soft mud between your toes, a grounding sensation that connects you to the very earth. The air is fresh with the crisp promise of dawn, carrying the subtle, sweet scent of new growth and possibility, a gentle contrast to the lingering dampness of the past. In this quiet, unassuming place, a profound peace is settling, like the morning mist gently caressing the fields. Bless their tender hearts, they're healing, aren't they? It's a slow, organic process, this mending, much like the gentle erosion and deposit of the river itself, gradually reshaping the landscape. They're finding their rhythm, their balance, in the quiet strength of shared purpose and rediscovered faith. My steady edge, the unyielding line where land meets water, hints at a future of deep reflection, a space for quiet contemplation and a profound understanding of their journey. This riverbank, this shore, is a metaphorical anchor for the next tale. It's where the community can pause, look back at the turbulent waters they've navigated, and look forward to the calmer currents ahead. It's a reminder that even after the most devastating floods, the banks remain, offering a place for life to return, for stories to be told, and for peace to finally take hold deep and true, like the enduring current of the river itself. Remember that oak's rustle we talked about a little while back, the gentle whisper of leaves telling tales of peace returning? Well, now imagine a porch swing, its old wood creaking softly, rhythmically, in its place, rocking you gently as twilight settles. You feel the wood's warmth against your back, the lingering heat of a day well spent under the sun, and the subtle, earthy scent of hay nearby carried on the evening breeze. It's a scent that speaks of honest work and quiet contentment. Isn't it? As the swing rocks slow and steady, faith once tested by fire is not just recovering but strengthening, thriving in this peaceful, unhurried rhythm. Bless their enduring hearts. They're thriving, aren't they? Like a deeply rooted tree, finding its strength not in rapid growth but in steadfastness and connection to the nourishing earth. This isn't just about surviving, it's about flourishing, about finding joy and purpose in the simple, profound moments of everyday life. The gentle, consistent motion of the swing, a true lullaby of the plains, mirrors the community's steady progress, their unwavering commitment to healing and renewal. This rhythmic motion teases a time of shared stories, a future where laughter and quiet conversations will once again fill the air, carried on the gentle sway of the evening. It's a sway into the coming light, a promise that the trials of the past, though painful, have forged a stronger, more resilient bond among them. The porch swing, in its quiet dignity, becomes a symbol of enduring peace, a gentle invitation to slow down, breathe deep, and remember that even the simplest moments can hold the profound beauty of a life well lived. The harvest moon, full and benevolent, now casts a silver glow, its light soft on your face like a mother's tender touch on a sleeping child. You're standing in the fields, perhaps, the gentle breeze rustling the dry stalks of corn, carrying the sweet earthy scent of ripe harvest, a promise of bounty and well-being. It's the kind of night that fills you with a quiet sense of gratitude, where the world feels vast and peaceful under the benevolent eye of the moon. In this serene, abundant landscape, the church, like the balanced fields ready for gathering, finds its equilibrium, its true balance. Bless their hopeful hearts. They're steady, aren't they? This isn't a forced stillness, but a deep organic sense of balance, much like the perfect harmony of nature itself during the peak of harvest. They've navigated the storms and imbalances of the past, and now under the watchful eye of the harvest moon they are rooted, stable, and ready to reap the rewards of their hard-won peace. The soft, luminous glow of the moon speaks of wisdom, of quiet contemplation, and of the profound understanding that comes from enduring and adapting. This luminous glow hints at a future filled with gratitude, a time when the community will look back at their journey with appreciation for the strength they've found and the lessons they've learned. It's a light to guide the next step, a gentle, unwavering beacon that promises clarity and purpose. Just as the harvest moon illuminates the path for those gathering the season's bounty, so too will this newfound balance guide the church forward, ensuring their steps are measured, thoughtful, and aligned with a deeper, more compassionate understanding of their collective purpose. Like a barn door, old and weathered, creaking open to a new day, revealing the warmth and steady life within, the church, too, was slowly but surely revealing its newfound strength. You're inside, perhaps, where the rich scent of hay and old leather fills your nose, a familiar aroma that instantly transports you to simpler times. The quiet within is profound, a stillness that seems to hum with the deep wisdom of years, a sense of peace that only comes from enduring and overcoming. In this sturdy, unpretentious space, healing wasn't just a fleeting hope, it was deepening, becoming a foundational truth. Bless their patient hearts, they're growing, aren't they? This isn't about dramatic pronouncements, but about the quiet, consistent work of rebuilding, much like a farmer steadily repairing his tools after a long season. Each creak of that barn door, each beam that holds true, speaks to a resilience that has been hard-won. The insights gleaned from the past, the hard lessons about pride and power, were now being integrated into the very fabric of their being, making them stronger, more discerning, more rooted in true faith. This gentle opening, this quiet revealing of strength, promises a time of profound insight. It's a door to the lessons ahead, a pathway to a deeper understanding of what it means to be a community, united by shared purpose rather than divided by human failings. Just as a barn door protects what's precious inside, this newfound wisdom would guard their future, ensuring that the mistakes of the past would serve as poignant reminders, guiding them toward a more compassionate and enduring path. I've always found truth in a fire's glow, haven't you? There's something profoundly honest about the way the flames dance and shift, revealing and concealing in turns, like a story slowly unfolding. You're by the hearth now, feeling the gentle heat against your face, the soft crackle of the logs, like a friend's quiet laugh, a sound that wraps around you and makes you feel safe and understood. The air is warm and comforting, rich with the sweet scent of apple cider, making the space feel like a sanctuary. It's in this intimate, glowing space that wisdom truly begins to take root, nurtured by shared presence and quiet understanding. Bless their thoughtful hearts, their learning, aren't they? This isn't just about accumulating facts from books, it's about a deeper, more profound kind of wisdom, the kind that settles in your bones when you truly understand something, not just with your mind, but with your spirit. It's the wisdom that comes from listening, from reflecting, from allowing the quiet truths of life to reveal themselves, much like watching the last embers of a fire fade to a gentle, steady glow. This warmth, this quiet understanding, hints at a future of shared understanding, a time when the community will come together not just in ceremony, but in genuine, heartfelt connection. It's a flame to follow, a beacon that promises continued clarity and compassion. The hard-won lessons from the past, illuminated by the steady glow of the fireside, are no longer just memories of sorrow, but have transformed into guiding lights, showing them the way forward, one gentle, thoughtful step at a time. This humble hearth, with its enduring warmth, becomes a silent testament to the power of reflection and the deep, comforting truths that emerge when we simply sit, listen, and learn together. Where silence once reigned, a heavy, almost suffocating quiet that pressed down after the storm, now a crow's sharp, clear caw breaks the dawn. It's a sound that even now can make you perk up your ears, a distinct call across the waking landscape. You're on the porch, perhaps, feeling the morning air crisp and cool against your skin, carrying the fresh, clean scent of dew-kissed earth. The sound is sharp, yes, but undeniably alive, a stark, vibrant contrast to the hushed stillness that clung to the days of strife. In this new, vibrant atmosphere, peace isn't just a fragile hope, it's growing, taking on a robust, undeniable presence. Bless their resilient hearts, they're rising, aren't they? Like the sun emerging from behind the darkest clouds, or the first strong shoots of spring pushing through the last stubborn patches of winter snow. This isn't a passive peace, it's an active, energetic renewal, a testament to their unwavering spirit. The crow's call, once perhaps seen as merely an ordinary sound, now feels like a bold announcement, a clear signal that the time for quiet recovery is shifting towards a vibrant, purposeful resurgence. This distinct call foreshadows a time of true renewal, a period of fresh starts and new beginnings for the church and its community. It's a voice for the days to come, a clear, resonant echo that speaks of moving forward, of embracing the future with newfound strength and clarity. The contrasting sounds, the faded roar of the past and the sharp, vital call of the present, highlight the profound transformation underway. It's a reminder that even after the deepest quiet, life finds a way to sing its own unique song, bold and clear, signaling a vibrant return to purpose and presence. You might picture a wagon wheel racing, ahead, spinning fast and wild like a child's toy rolling down a hill, leaving everything else in a blur. But oh, my dear friends, the most important journeys often take place at a different pace entirely. This wagon wheel, the one that carries the hopes and dreams of a rebuilding community, turns slow and steady. You're by the path now, perhaps, feeling the dry, fine dust rise gently around your ankles with each revolution, a scent that whispers of long journeys and honest effort. The creak of the wheel, that familiar rhythmic sound, is like an old friend, a comforting presence that speaks of patience and perseverance. Bless their enduring souls, they're moving, aren't they? Not with haste, but with a deliberate, unhurried rhythm, much like the steady turning of the earth itself, day after quiet day. This isn't about rushing to some finish line. It's about the journey itself, about laying each stone carefully, mending each crack with intention. The Church, having learned the harsh lessons of impetuous action, is now finding its footing in the quiet wisdom of patience. Each slow turn of the wheel signifies not just physical progress, but a deeper, more profound spiritual advancement. This unhurried pace hints at a future of patience, a deep understanding that true growth, much like a sapling becoming a mighty oak, takes time and unwavering dedication. It's a roll into the next chapter, a gentle guiding rhythm that reminds them that consistency, not speed, is the key to lasting change. The wagon wheel, in its humble, steady rotation, becomes a quiet teacher, showing them that the path forward isn't always the fastest, but the one taken with measured steps and a steadfast heart. I'm a quilt, you see, an old, well-loved quilt, warm under your hands as you trace the familiar patterns. I hold the stitches of their past, each thread a story, each patch a memory, woven together to create something strong and comforting. You're wrapped in me now, perhaps feeling the soft, familiar weight, the gentle pressure that speaks of safety and belonging. The scent of lavender, faint and sweet, lingers in my fabric, a whisper of countless peaceful nights and quiet moments shared. And as you feel my warmth, you can almost sense the healing weaving on slowly, surely, through the very fabric of their lives. Bless their gentle hearts, they're mending, aren't they? This isn't a quick repair, but a patient, loving restoration, much like a seasoned artisan meticulously repairing a cherished heirloom. Every stitch, every carefully placed piece of fabric represents a moment of forgiveness, a quiet act of reconciliation, a step towards building a stronger, more beautiful whole. The lessons of the past, the tears shed, the laughter shared, all are now part of this evolving tapestry, giving it depth and resilience. My threads tease a future of comfort, a promise of warmth and security, born from their shared journey. I am a pattern for the nights ahead, a gentle reminder that even after hardship, peace can be woven, stitch by painstaking stitch. This quilt, born of resilience and shared experience, becomes a silent companion, a tangible representation of a community finding solace and strength in unity, a quiet haven where memories, both joyful and sorrowful, can rest in peace. Remember that Tiber's whisper, that soft, ancient murmur we heard back at the very start of our story. It spoke of secrets and sorrows held deep within the river's flow. Well, now imagine a different kind of sound, one that still carries echoes of distance, but perhaps a touch more hope. It's the faint, mournful call of a distant train whistle, a sound that even now can make you pause and gaze out into the evening, wondering where it's going, who it's carrying. You're on the porch, perhaps, the air cool with the settling evening, feeling that peaceful quiet wrap around you, a stark contrast to the turbulent past. The sound, far off and soft, is almost a lullaby itself, blending with the gentle hum of the night. And in this quiet moment, faith, having journeyed through so much, is not just holding fast, but truly strengthening. Bless their hopeful hearts, they're growing, aren't they? Like a sturdy vine, reaching out slowly but surely, finding new places to root and flourish. This isn't about grand, immediate transformations, but the subtle, persistent work of quiet perseverance. The train whistle, distant and yet so clear, hints at a journey of reflection, a path that stretches out ahead full of lessons learned and wisdom gained. It's a track to the next tale, a quiet promise that even as time moves forward, carrying its burdens and its blessings, the spirit of endurance and hope will continue to guide them. This gentle call, this faint echo of movement, suggests that their journey is ongoing, one of steady progress rather than sudden leaps. It's a reminder that even when things feel settled, there's always a quiet momentum, a subtle forward motion, drawing them deeper into understanding and peace. The distant train whistle, in its humble way, becomes a symbol of continuity, whispering that even in the quietest moments, life is always moving, always seeking new horizons, carrying its precious cargo of hope and memory into the gentle unknown. The apple tree's scent wafts sweet and inviting as you sit beneath its generous boughs, perhaps leaning back against its sturdy trunk, feeling the rough bark cool against your skin. Its fruit, heavy and round, hangs like a promise, each one a testament to the quiet abundance of nature. You can almost feel the gentle hum of the bees, busy with their work, and the warm, golden air of autumn settling around you, carrying the whispers of changing leaves. In this serene, fruitful setting, the church, having navigated its own seasons of growth and challenge, is truly ripening, flourishing with a quiet, enduring strength. Bless their patient hearts, their flourishing, aren't they? Like a well-tended orchard that has weathered many storms, they are now bearing fruit, not just in tangible forms, but in the deeper, more profound sense of spiritual growth and community resilience. This isn't a rushed yield, but one that has taken time, care, and the enduring patience of generations. The gentle, steady blossoming of the apple tree, from fragile spring blossoms to heavy autumn fruit, mirrors the profound and patient progress of the church. This abundant yield, this quiet blossoming of strength and understanding, teases a future of true abundance, a harvest for the days to come that is rich in wisdom, compassion, and unwavering faith. It suggests that the difficult lessons of the past have been absorbed, processed, and transformed into something truly valuable, much like the bitter rootstock that produces the sweetest apples. The apple tree, in its quiet generosity, becomes a silent teacher, reminding us that with patience and perseverance, even the harshest conditions can lead to the most beautiful and bountiful of outcomes. Like a lantern cutting through a thick fog that blankets the land, turning the familiar into a hazy, uncertain blur, faith was now guiding their steps. It was a steady, unwavering light, a beacon in the uncertainty, showing them the way forward one careful step at a time. You're by the soft glow now, perhaps feeling its comforting warmth on your hands, the subtle scent of oil in the air, a humble aroma that speaks of steadfast purpose. The flame itself, small yet sure, dances with a quiet resilience, refusing to be extinguished by the lingering shadows of doubt. In this gentle illumination, a profound peace isn't just settling, it's deepening, becoming a core strength. Bless their steadfast hearts, they're finding their way, aren't they? This isn't about grand sweeping visions, but about the quiet, consistent act of choosing light over darkness, clarity over confusion. It's the kind of resilience you see in an old lighthouse keeper, faithfully tending his lamp through countless storms, knowing that his steady beam guides weary ships home. This unwavering light promises a time of deep clarity, a period when the path ahead will become sharper, less obscured by the mists of past hurts and misjudgments. This guiding flame, this quiet, hopeful beacon, becomes a promise for the next night, a gentle reminder that even in the thickest of fogs, light will always prevail. It will illuminate their steps, not just individually but as a community, ensuring they walk together, guided by wisdom and a compassionate spirit. The lantern, in its humble yet powerful way, becomes a symbol of enduring hope, whispering that, with unwavering faith and a steady light, even the most challenging paths can be navigated with grace and purpose. I've always trusted a dog's eyes to tell a story, haven't you? They hold so much, those old eyes. Loyalty, understanding, a quiet wisdom that sees right through the fuss and bother of the world. And here, by the warmth of the fire, one watches kindly, his gaze soft and unwavering. You're there, perhaps feeling the presence of an old faithful companion, the subtle scent of wet fur nearby, a comforting aroma that speaks of simple, uncomplicated love. The warmth of his loyalty, more profound than any grand pronouncement, settles in the air, wrapping around you like a familiar, comforting hug. It's in this shared, quiet space that the very essence of community truly begins to grow. Bless their loving hearts, they're bonding, aren't they? Like the steadfast friendship between a man and his dog, forged through countless seasons of sun and storm. This isn't about forced alliances or fleeting agreements, but the deep, abiding connection that comes from shared experience, from trusting one another through thick and thin. The old dog's faithful gaze, silent and constant, becomes a gentle teacher, reminding everyone that true strength lies not in dominance, but in unwavering support and a quiet, enduring presence. This faithful gaze hints at a future of profound trust, a time when the bonds within the community will deepen, becoming as strong and reliable as the loyalty of a cherished animal. It's a companion for the tales ahead, a gentle promise that even after periods of discord, the human heart, with enough patience and compassion, can find its way back to unity and shared purpose. The quiet wisdom reflected in those old eyes reminds us that sometimes the simplest presences offer the most profound lessons, guiding us towards connection and enduring peace. Where storms once raged, shaking the very earth and echoing with the clamor of conflict and despair, now only a faint rumble lingers, a distant memory of power spent. It's a sound so subtle, isn't it? A soft, almost imperceptible tremor, a testament to the fact that even the fiercest tempests eventually yield to quiet. You're on the porch now, perhaps, feeling the soft patter of lingering rain on the roof, a gentle, soothing rhythm that washes away the last traces of turmoil. The air is clean, crisp and fresh, carrying the scent of damp earth and renewed life, a welcome change from the heavy, oppressive atmosphere that once hung thick in the air. In this quiet, unburdened space, a profound calm is settling, deep and pervasive. Bless their resilient hearts, they're healing, aren't they? Like a field that's been scoured by a wildfire, yet still holds the promise of tender shoots pushing through the ash. This isn't a fragile peace, easily shattered. It's a robust, hard-won tranquility, forged in the crucible of adversity. It's the kind of quiet strength that comes from knowing you've stared down the storm and lived to see the sunshine again. The faded echo of the thunder, once a terrifying sound, now serves as a gentle reminder of how far they've come, making the current stillness all the more precious. This deep, settled peace teases a time of true renewal, a period of quiet reflection and gentle reconstruction. It's a peace to explore next, a promise that even after the most harrowing experiences, growth and healing are always possible. The landscape, once ravaged, now breathes with a newfound serenity, a testament to the enduring power of nature and the human spirit to find balance and beauty again. It's a quiet testament to their unwavering spirit, a gentle invitation to simply be in the calm and let the healing continue. You might think a chimney only vents smoke, a simple channel to carry away the remnants of a fire, leaving behind only emptiness. But oh, my dear friends, a chimney holds a deeper secret, a subtle magic. It carries warmth too, doesn't it? A gentle, almost imperceptible draft that pulls the heat upwards, spreading its comforting embrace throughout the home. You're by the hearth now, feeling that soothing warmth envelop you, the rich, earthy scent of burning oak filling your senses, a familiar aroma that speaks of long winters and cozy evenings. The draught, soft and steady, becomes almost a quiet breath, a comforting presence that helps faith after its trials to warm and expand once more. Bless their enduring souls. They're thriving, aren't they? Like a well-built house that, despite the harshest winds, keeps its interior warm and safe, the church is finding its strength in quiet perseverance. This isn't about grand, dramatic leaps, but the consistent, humble work of tending to the inner flame. The chimney's gentle flow hints at a future of profound comfort, a promise that peace once found can be maintained and nurtured just as a careful hand feeds the fire. This steady flow, this almost invisible breath, becomes a quiet promise for the coming days, a testament to their resilience and their unwavering spirit. It's a breath for the coming days, reminding them that even after the flames of conflict have died down, the warmth of faith and community can continue to flow, gently and persistently, through every corner of their shared life. The chimney, in its unassuming way, becomes a silent symbol of enduring grace, whispering that even in the quietest moments, healing continues, drawing strength from within and filling every space with a gentle, lasting warmth. I'm the cornfield, you see, standing tall and swaying gently in the breeze, watching their quiet journey unfold beneath the wide open sky. I've seen countless sunrises and sunsets, heard the whispers of many seasons, and now I witness the church, like the sturdy stalks around you, growing steadily towards peace. You're among my stalks now, perhaps, feeling their dry leaves brush lightly against your arms, the rustle like a soft ancient hymn, a melody that speaks of enduring life and quiet growth. The air is sweet, thick with the promise of harvest, a familiar aroma that brings to mind cool autumn evenings and the bounty of the land. In this vast living space, peace isn't just an aspiration, it's taking root, deep and strong. Bless their gentle hearts. They're mending, aren't they? Like the earth itself, patiently healing after a long, hard winter, preparing for new life. This isn't a hurried transformation, but a slow, organic process, much like the subtle ripening of the kernels on my cobs. My rows, stretching out to the horizon, hint at a future of bountiful harvest, a time when the fruits of their quiet perseverance will be gathered. It's a field for the next story, a promise that the enduring spirit of community, nurtured by shared lessons and steadfast faith, will continue to grow and flourish. This whispering field, this gentle giant, becomes a silent teacher, reminding us that true growth often happens in the quietest of moments, with steady, unyielding effort. It speaks of the deep connection between the land and its people, a testament to resilience and the enduring power of faith. Even as the sun dips lower, casting long shadows across my rows, the promise of a peaceful tomorrow, rich with the wisdom of the past, feels as real and tangible as the earth beneath your feet. Remember that creaky barn door we talked about, the one that swung open to reveal the quiet strength within? Well, nearby, perhaps resting on an old wooden peg, is an old hat, its brim faded and softened by countless seasons under the sun and wind. You're under it now, perhaps, feeling the subtle scent of worn leather, faint but real, a comforting aroma that speaks of honest labor and long, thoughtful days. The shade it offers is cool and inviting, a peaceful respite from the glare. Much like the quiet wisdom that settles over a soul after years of experience. In this humble, familiar presence, wisdom isn't just a fleeting thought. It's deepening, becoming a quiet, settled truth. Bless their thoughtful hearts, their learning. Aren't they? This isn't the quick, bright learning of youth, but the deep, abiding kind that comes from truly living, from making mistakes and finding a way through them. It's the wisdom that comes from the soil, from the quiet resilience of planting seeds after a harsh frost, knowing that patience will bring forth a harvest. This faded brim, soft from years of faithful service, teases a future of quiet reflection, a time when the community will look back at their journey, not with bitterness, but with a profound understanding of how every challenge, every sorrow, has shaped them. This shade, this gentle, worn presence, becomes a shade for the nights to come, a comforting reminder that even after the brightest days, there are quiet times for contemplation and growth. The old hat, in its unassuming way, becomes a silent teacher, whispering that true wisdom isn't found in grand pronouncements, but in the quiet, consistent rhythms of life, in the lessons gathered one peaceful, thoughtful day at a time. It's a testament to the enduring power of experience, guiding them gently toward a future rich with quiet understanding. The pumpkin patch, a cheerful sea of orange and gold, glows warmly under the late autumn sun, its vibrant hue a comforting sight. As the days grow shorter, its scent earthy and sweet, like a whisper of wood smoke and crisp fallen leaves, rises gently as you kneel, perhaps to choose a perfect pumpkin. You feel the vine's roughness against your fingers, a tangible connection to the fertile earth, and the air is crisp, carrying the promise of cool evenings and cozy gatherings. In this abundant, wholesome setting, the church, like the ripening pumpkins, is flourishing, taking on a deeper, richer character, forged in patience and enduring faith. Bless their patient hearts, they're flourishing, aren't they? Like a diligent gardener who has carefully nurtured his crop through all seasons, the community is now seeing the full, beautiful results of its perseverance. This isn't a rushed, artificial growth, but a slow, organic maturation, much like the gentle deepening of a pumpkin's color under the sun. The lessons learned, often from the difficult ground of past conflicts, are now yielding a harvest of wisdom and compassion, transforming sorrow into strength. This golden hue, this rich, earthy abundance, hints at a future of celebration, a time when the community will gather, not just for festivities, but to acknowledge their shared growth and renewed spirit. It's a patch for the next tale, a gentle promise that even after periods of hardship, life continues to offer its bountiful gifts, if we only have the patience to nurture them. The pumpkin patch, in its quiet dignity, becomes a silent symbol of enduring hope, whispering that true richness isn't just about what you harvest, but about the quiet joy found in the process of growth and the unwavering belief in a bountiful tomorrow. Like a rocking chair with its steady, soothing rhythm, gently easing a weary soul after a long day's toil, the church, too, was finding its natural cadence, its comforting rhythm. You're in its sway now, perhaps, feeling the familiar creak of the wood, a soft, almost hypnotic lullaby that speaks of quiet contentment and the peaceful passage of time. The air around you is warm, filled with the scent of a well-loved home, a subtle aroma that reassures and invites deep relaxation. In this gentle motion, Healing isn't just taking hold. It's flowing, a quiet current of renewal that permeates every corner. Bless their steadfast hearts. They're mending, aren't they? This isn't a sudden, dramatic transformation, but a slow, consistent process, like the patient mending of a beloved old quilt, stitch by careful stitch. It's the kind of quiet strength that comes from allowing wounds to heal naturally, from trusting the rhythm of life to carry you forward. The gentle sway of the rocking chair, a timeless symbol of comfort and reflection, mirrors the community's steady progress, their unwavering commitment to finding peace and unity. This rhythmic motion promises a time of deep rest, a gentle reprieve from the trials of the past. It's a rock into the next dawn, a peaceful transition that suggests the path forward is one of quiet contemplation and enduring strength. The rocking chair, in its humble yet profound way, becomes a silent teacher, whispering that true healing isn't rushed, but embraced with patience and grace, allowing the gentle rhythms of life to guide you towards a tranquil, hopeful future. I've always found solace in a preacher's voice, haven't you? Not just in the grand pronouncements, but in the quiet, steady rhythm of their words, the way they can weave comfort and guidance into the very air. And here, in the hushed warmth of the church, that voice, soft and reassuring, is doing just that. You're in the pew, perhaps, feeling the polished wood smooth beneath your hand and the subtle, clean scent of it rising to meet you, a gentle reminder of countless quiet services. The tone of the sermon is gentle, a soft, inviting cadence that soothes the spirit and settles the heart, much like a familiar hymn sung softly on a Sunday morning. In this sacred space, faith isn't just a belief, it's strengthening, becoming a vibrant, living truth. Bless their hopeful hearts, they're growing, aren't they? Like a resilient sapling, pushing its way up through the rich, dark soil, reaching for the light. This isn't about forced conversions or sudden epiphanies, but the quiet, persistent work of nurturing the spirit, day by gentle day. The preacher's soft sermon, with its message of healing and hope, hints at a future of profound guidance, a time when the community will lean on shared wisdom and collective understanding to navigate the complexities of life. This gentle guidance, this comforting word, becomes a beacon for the days ahead, a promise that even after the storm there is always a path illuminated by compassion and truth. It ensures that the lessons learned from past conflicts are not forgotten, but instead serve as a foundation for a stronger, more united future. The preacher, in his humble yet profound role, becomes a quiet shepherd, guiding his flock with unwavering faith and a gentle hand, ensuring that their journey forward is one of peace and purpose. Where summer reigned, a vibrant tapestry of green and gold, now a soft, hushed silence descends as the winter's first snow begins to blanket the ground. It's a profound contrast, isn't it? Like the world taking a deep, quiet breath after a long, active season. You're by the window, perhaps, watching the delicate flakes drift down, each one a tiny, intricate wonder, piling softly on the bare branches and transforming the familiar landscape into a pristine, white canvas. The silence outside is soft, almost muffled, a gentle hush that invites introspection. The air, crisp and cold, carries the subtle scent of impending winter, a promise of quiet slumber for the earth. In this serene, crystalline stillness, a deep peace isn't just settling, it's taking hold, firm and encompassing. Bless their resilient hearts, they're adapting, aren't they? like the wise old trees that shed their leaves to conserve strength, knowing that dormancy is a path to renewal. This isn't about giving up, but about understanding the natural rhythms of life, recognizing when to rest and when to grow. The transformation from the bustling energy of warmer months to the quiet stillness of winter reflects the community's capacity to adjust, to find new forms of strength in different seasons of their shared journey. This pure white blanket hints at a time of profound renewal, a period of quiet purification and reflection, preparing the ground for what's to come. It's a cover for the next chapter, suggesting that even after the most vibrant of times, there is a necessary period of quiet, a time for deep rest that allows for strength to be rebuilt. The first snow, in its gentle, pervasive way, becomes a silent symbol of new beginnings, whispering that every ending holds the promise of a fresh, clean slate, ready for the tender shoots of spring. You might see a plough as just a tool, friends, a simple piece of iron cutting through the earth, nothing more. But oh, if you truly watch it, you'll see it carves a path not just of turned soil, but of hope. It's a promise of what's to come, a testament to steady, honest effort. You're in the field now, perhaps, feeling the rich, loamy scent of turned. Earth rise around you, a deep, nourishing aroma that speaks of vitality and potential. The sound of the plough, a rhythmic, steady tearing of the soil, is comforting in its predictability, a familiar song of the land being prepared. In this purposeful, deliberate movement, the Church, having tilled its own difficult ground, is making steady progress, deeply rooted in its renewed purpose. Bless their enduring souls. They're moving, aren't they? Not with grand, sweeping gestures, but with the consistent, humble effort of those who understand the earth's rhythms. It's the kind of progress that doesn't demand immediate applause, but earns deep respect over time, much like the slow, steady growth of a robust crop. The plough, in its unwavering journey across the field, becomes a silent teacher, demonstrating that even the most stubborn ground can yield new life with persistent, patient effort. This steady furrow, this deliberate carving of a new path, teases a future of profound growth, a period where the seeds of their hard-won wisdom will truly take root and flourish. It's a line to the next tale, a gentle promise that even after the ground has been disturbed, life finds a way to realign and move forward, strong and purposeful. The rhythmic turning of the earth, guided by the plough, reflects the Church's own journey of transformation, ensuring that each step forward builds on the lessons of the past, creating a foundation for a future rich with unwavering faith and deep understanding. I'm a fence post, you see, standing guard out here where the plains stretch wide and open, feeling the sun on my weathered wood and the wind whipping past. I've stood here through countless seasons, watching the world change, and now I'm bearing silent witness as the community strengthens its bonds, one quiet moment at a time. You're leaning on me now, perhaps, feeling the rough texture of the wood, sun-baked and rain-washed, a tangible connection to the enduring spirit of this land. The air is warm, thick with the scent of dry grass and the distant hum of summer, a familiar aroma that speaks of steadfastness and belonging. In this simple, grounded presence, the very essence of community isn't just holding steady. It's bonding, deep and true. Bless their gentle hearts. They're bonding, aren't they? Like the strong, interlocking pieces of a well-built fence, each one supporting the next, creating a barrier that protects and defines. This isn't about dramatic declarations of unity, but the quiet, persistent work of building trust and understanding day by steady day. My unwavering watch hints at a future of profound stability, a promise that the connections forged in hardship will hold true, providing a secure foundation for generations to come. This humble post, rooted deeply in the earth, becomes a quiet anchor for the coming nights, a symbol of unwavering support and enduring strength. It reminds them that true security comes not from grand pronouncements, but from the simple, reliable bonds of community, from knowing your neighbors are there, standing strong beside you. The fence post, in its quiet dignity, becomes a silent teacher, whispering that just as it stands firm against the elements, so too can a community, bound by shared purpose and quiet determination, stand strong through any storm. Remember that train whistle's echo, that faint longing sound that spoke of journeys and distances. Well, now imagine a different kind of call, one that still carries across the miles but with a different kind of resonance, a soft, inviting peal. It's the sound of a bell ringing, gentle and far off, yet clear enough to draw your ear. A beacon through the settling dusk. You're on the porch perhaps, feeling the cool evening air settle around you, wrapping you in a peaceful stillness. The sound, soft and distant, is a call that isn't urgent but persistent, speaking of unity and community. In this serene moment, faith, having deepened its roots, is truly thriving, resonating with a newfound strength. Bless their hopeful hearts. They're thriving, aren't they? Like a well-tended garden, blossoming with vibrant life after a long period of careful cultivation. This isn't about forced harmony, but a natural, organic coming together, a deep, collective sigh of contentment. The distant peal of the bell echoing through the quiet landscape teases a future of profound unity, a time when the community will gather, not in fear or discord, but in shared purpose and unwavering faith. It's a gentle ring for the next story, a promise that even after periods of fragmentation, the call to connection and shared belief will always find its way home. This soft, inviting sound, this far-off peal, becomes a symbol of enduring peace, a gentle reminder that even across distances, the bonds of community and faith remain strong. It promises a journey not of solitude, but of shared purpose, a collective movement towards a future illuminated by hope and guided by the resonant rhythm of a unified spirit. The bell, in its humble yet profound way, becomes a silent call to gather, whispering that true strength lies in coming together, one gentle, harmonious peal at a time. The meadow's mist clings to your boots now, a soft, ethereal embrace, its dampness cool against your skin as dawn breaks, painting the sky with tender hues of rose and gold. You hear the dew drip, a tiny crystal sound, almost like soft bells, ringing, and the air is fresh, carrying the clean, earthy scent of waking life. It's a scent that speaks of purity and new beginnings, isn't it? In this tranquil, veiled landscape, a profound peace isn't just settling. It's deepening like the mist itself, softening every edge and revealing a gentle clarity. Bless their patient hearts. They're healing, aren't they? Like a landscape slowly emerging from a thick fog, each detail becoming sharper, clearer, infused with a newfound understanding. This isn't a rushed unveiling, but a slow, tender process like the gradual lifting of the mist as the sun gains strength. The lessons learned from the past, though once shrouded in confusion, are now gently illuminated, bringing a calm certainty. This ethereal mist hints at a future of profound clarity, a time when the community will look back at their journey with clear eyes, understanding the purpose and the lessons in every trial. It's a veil for the days to come, a gentle promise that even after periods of obscurity, truth will always emerge, soft and pure. The meadow's morning mist in its quiet beauty becomes a silent teacher, whispering that true understanding often comes not in a sudden flash, but in the gentle, gradual unveiling of quiet moments. Like a wagon, old and steady, rolling through a dusty trail that winds its way through fields and forests, the church, too, was moving forward, not with haste, but with a deliberate, unhurried pace, much like the slow, rhythmic creak of the wagon's wheels against the dry earth. You're riding along, perhaps, feeling the gentle bump and sway, the familiar sound, a lullaby that speaks of patience and perseverance. The air is dry, carrying the scent of warm dust and distant fields, a comforting aroma that reminds you of long summer days and honest effort. In this steady, unhurried journey, wisdom isn't just a concept. It's growing, taking on a deeper, more profound presence with each turn of the wheel. Bless their steadfast hearts, they're learning, aren't they? This isn't the swift, surface-level learning of a quick lecture, but the deep, ingrained wisdom that comes from lived experience, from navigating rough terrain and finding the way forward, one steady step at a time. It's the kind of wisdom that settles in your bones, much like the understanding a seasoned traveler gains from countless miles on the road. The slow, persistent journey of the wagon, carrying its precious cargo of hope and memory, mirrors the community's own deliberate progress. This unhurried journey promises a time of profound progress, a quiet accumulation of understanding and resilience. It's a roll into the next night, a gentle reminder that even when the path is long and winding, true growth occurs not in rushing, but in the steady, intentional movement forward. The wagon, in its humble yet powerful way, becomes a silent teacher, whispering that true wisdom is found not in speed, but in the enduring spirit of the journey itself, carrying its precious cargo of wisdom and compassion into the gentle unknown. I've always felt a hand can guide like no other, haven't you? There's a certain strength in a gentle touch, a silent reassurance that speaks volumes without a single word. And here, by the quiet warmth of the fire, a grandfather's hand, perhaps, gnarled with age but soft with wisdom, offers just that. You're there feeling the comforting presence, the subtle scent of pipe tobacco, warm and familiar, mingling with the wood smoke, creating an atmosphere of deep, settled peace. The touch is kind, steady, a quiet testament to a lifetime of care and unwavering support. In this simple, profound gesture, the very heart of community isn't just surviving, it's binding, uniting in a tapestry of shared love and understanding. Bless their loving hearts, they're uniting, aren't they? Like the steady, comforting rhythm of a family gathering around the dinner table, sharing stories and strengthening bonds. This isn't about forced alliances or fleeting agreements, but the deep, abiding connection that comes from genuine care and mutual respect. The grandfather's gentle hand, a symbol of wisdom and unwavering support, hints at a future of profound care, a time when the generations will continue to learn from each other, weaving a stronger, more compassionate community. This guiding hand, this quiet, loving presence, becomes a beacon for the tales ahead, a promise that even after periods of discord, the human heart, with enough patience and compassion, can find its way back to unity and shared purpose. It speaks of the enduring power of family, of community, and of the profound lessons passed down through the quiet acts of kindness. The grandfather, in his humble yet profound role, becomes a silent architect of connection, whispering that true strength lies not in power, but in the gentle, unwavering bonds of love and understanding. Where winter held fast, a stark and silent season that seemed to press all life into dormancy, now a tiny, vibrant bud peeks through. It's a profound contrast, isn't it? Like the quiet sigh of the earth awakening after a long sleep, stretching its limbs towards the light. You're in the garden now, perhaps, feeling the crisp, cool air that still carries a hint of winters, chill but sweet with the subtle scent of new bloom, a promise of life unfurling. The sight of that tender bud, so small yet so full of vibrant potential, is tender, almost breathtaking. In this delicate, hopeful awakening, a deep sense of hope isn't just rising. It's taking hold, firm and undeniably present. Bless their resilient hearts, they're renewing, aren't they? Like the earth itself casting off the heavy blanket of winter to embrace the vibrant energy of spring. This isn't about forgetting the cold or the darkness, but about understanding that every ending holds the seed of a new beginning, a quiet faith in the cycle of life. The emergence of this tiny bud, pushing through the last stubborn vestiges of winter, reflects the community's capacity to find fresh purpose and new strength after periods of hardship. This tender bud hints at a time of profound growth, a period of blossoming and vibrant renewal for the church and its community. It's a flower for the next chapter, suggesting that even after the most challenging of times, life finds a way to assert itself, to burst forth with beauty and promise. The spring's first bud, in its humble yet powerful way, becomes a silent symbol of enduring hope, whispering that patience, persistence, and a quiet belief in the cycles of renewal will always lead to new life and vibrant possibilities. You might think a windmill just grinds grain, a simple machine of wood and canvas working for a practical purpose. But it spins a tale far deeper, friends, a story of enduring faith and quiet strength, turning steadily against the vast, open sky. You're beneath its blades now, perhaps, feeling the whoosh of the wind as they cut through the air, a rhythmic sound that becomes almost a soothing melody, a testament to consistent effort. The air is brisk, carrying the clean scent of the open fields and the subtle promise of honest work. In this steady, unyielding turn, the church, having weathered its own challenging winds, isn't just surviving. It's evolving, finding a powerful new rhythm. Bless their enduring souls, they're evolving, aren't they? Like a well-oiled machine that has found its perfect pace, converting raw power into steady, meaningful output. This isn't a sudden, dramatic transformation, but a consistent, deliberate adjustment, much like the windmill's blades tirelessly catching the wind, day in and day out. The lessons learned from the gusts of discord and the calms of contemplation are now fueling a new kind of spiritual progress, turning the raw material of experience into wisdom. This rhythmic turn, this quiet, powerful rotation, hints at a future of profound strength, a period where their collective purpose will become even clearer, more impactful. It's a spin into the next dawn, a gentle promise that even when the winds of change blow strong, a steadfast spirit can find its rhythm, converting adversity into steady, life-giving progress. The windmill, in its humble yet powerful way, becomes a silent teacher, whispering that true strength lies not in resisting the winds, but in harnessing them, transforming their force into a purposeful, enduring turn. I'm the hayloft you see high up in the old barn, holding their quiet moments aloft, bathed in the soft, diffused light that filters through the cracks in the weathered wood. I've seen countless generations seek solace in my dusty depths, and now I witness their community, like the sweet cured hay I hold, finding a deep and peaceful rest. You're nestled in my straw now, perhaps, feeling its dry, comforting crunch beneath you, the scent of dust and dried grasses, warm and familiar, a quiet aroma that speaks of simple truths and enduring comfort. The silence here is profound, a deep stillness that feels like the very heart of peace. In this humble, hushed space, a profound calm isn't just settling, it's deepening, becoming a secure, comforting haven. Bless their gentle hearts, they're resting, aren't they? Like a weary traveler finding a soft bed after a long journey, they are finding a profound sense of peace and renewal. This isn't about escaping the world, but about finding a sanctuary within it, a place where the soul can truly replenish itself. My quiet loft hints at a future of profound calm, a promise that even after the most strenuous efforts, there is always a place for quiet reflection and deep restorative peace. It's a nest for the coming nights, a gentle reminder that true strength isn't just about striving, but also about the wisdom of quiet rest and allowing the spirit to mend. This dusty rest, this quiet embrace, becomes a silent testament to their resilience and their unwavering spirit. It suggests that even in the most unassuming of places, deep peace can be found, a comforting presence that holds memories and hopes in its gentle embrace. The hayloft, in its humble yet profound way, becomes a silent teacher, whispering that true peace often resides not in grand accomplishments but in the quiet, restorative moments of stillness and simple comfort. Remember that bell's distant peal, that soft, longing sound that reached out across the fields from so far away. Well, now imagine it ringing closer, a gentle, resonant chime that marks the soft transition from day to dusk. You're on the church steps now, perhaps, feeling the cool evening air settle around you, carrying the subtle, sweet scent of blooming honeysuckle, a familiar aroma that speaks of peaceful endings and quiet contentment. The sound of the bell, no longer distant but clear and soft, is a prayer in itself, a call to gather, a gentle reminder that even as the sun dips below the horizon, faith deepens its roots and truly begins to thrive. Bless their hopeful hearts. They're thriving, aren't they? Like an old cherished hymn, sung softly as evening descends, its melody growing richer with each passing moment. This isn't about grand dramatic pronouncements, but the quiet, consistent act of strengthening bonds and deepening spiritual connection. The church bell's evening call, steady and inviting, hints at a future of profound worship, a time when the community will gather, not just in ceremony but in genuine, heartfelt unity and shared purpose. It's a chime for the next tale, a quiet promise that even after periods of discord, the call to connection and shared belief will always find its way home, drawing them closer with each gentle ring. This soft, inviting call, this familiar evening chime becomes a symbol of enduring peace, a gentle reminder that even after the day's work is done, there is always time for reflection, for gratitude, and for the quiet comfort of community. It promises a journey not of solitude, but of shared purpose, a collective movement towards a future illuminated by hope and guided by the resonant rhythm of a unified spirit. The church bell, in its humble yet powerful way, becomes a silent invitation to gather, whispering that true strength lies in coming together, one gentle, harmonious peal at a time. The creek's gentle murmur now soothes your ears, a soft, constant whisper as its cool water glides over smooth stones. You're perhaps dipping your hand into its flow, feeling the pebbles worn smooth by countless seasons, and the refreshing coolness against your skin. The air is fresh, carrying the clean, earthy scent of damp soil and vibrant green growth, a familiar aroma that speaks of vitality and quiet renewal. In this tranquil, flowing embrace of nature, healing isn't just a distant hope. It's flowing, a quiet current that permeates every corner, deepening and restoring. Bless their patient hearts, they're mending, aren't they? Like the creek itself, tirelessly flowing, smoothing rough edges and carrying away the debris of the past. They are finding their rhythm, their natural path to restoration. This isn't a sudden, dramatic cleansing, but a slow, persistent process, like the gentle, consistent erosion that shapes the landscape over centuries. The lessons learned from the turbulent waters of the past are now being absorbed, transforming sorrow into a quiet strength that flows steadily onward. This gentle flow, this constant soothing murmur, teases a future of profound peace, a time when the community will navigate life's currents with a deep, unwavering sense of calm. It's a stream for the days to come, a gentle promise that even after the most challenging of times, life finds a way to move forward, to heal, and to nourish itself with the quiet, persistent rhythm of nature. The creek, in its humble yet powerful way, becomes a silent teacher, whispering that true healing isn't rushed, but embraced with patience and grace, allowing the gentle currents of life to guide you towards a tranquil, hopeful future. Like a lantern cutting through a thick fog that blankets the land, turning the familiar into a hazy, uncertain blur, faith was now lighting their path, step by steady step. It was a beacon, sure and unwavering, a testament to enduring hope even when the way seemed dimmest. You're by its gentle glow now, perhaps feeling its comforting warmth on your hands, the subtle scent of oil in the air, a humble aroma that speaks of steadfast purpose. The flame itself, small yet sure, dances with a quiet resilience, refusing to be extinguished by the lingering shadows of doubt. In this gentle illumination, wisdom isn't just a concept. It's growing, taking on a deeper, more profound presence with each passing moment. Bless their steadfast hearts, they're learning, aren't they? This isn't about grand, sweeping revelations, but about the quiet, consistent act of choosing. Clarity over confusion, light over despair. It's the kind of resilience you see in an old lighthouse keeper, faithfully tending his lamp through countless storms, knowing that his steady beam guides weary ships home. This unwavering light promises a time of deep clarity, a period when the path ahead will become sharper, less obscured by the mists of past hurts and misjudgments. This guiding light, this quiet, hopeful beacon, becomes a promise for the next night, a gentle reminder that even in the thickest of fogs, light will always prevail. It will illuminate their steps, not just individually, but as a community, ensuring they walk together guided by wisdom and a compassionate spirit. The lantern, in its humble yet powerful way, becomes a silent symbol of enduring hope, whispering that with unwavering faith and a steady light, even the most challenging paths can be navigated with grace and purpose. I've always admired a widow's quiet strength, haven't you? It's a deep, resilient fortitude that isn't loud or demanding, but simply is, like the steady, unwavering presence of an old oak tree that has weathered countless storms. And here, by the comforting warmth of the fire, one watches, her presence, calm and settled, a testament to a life lived with grace and enduring spirit. You're there, perhaps feeling the subtle scent of lavender rising gently, a soft aroma that speaks of peaceful evenings and cherished memories mingling with the warmth of the hearth. In this quiet, unassuming space, the very heart of community isn't just surviving. It's binding, uniting in a tapestry of shared love and silent understanding. Bless their loving hearts, they're uniting, aren't they? Like the steady, comforting rhythm of hands working together on a cherished family quilt, each stitch a testament to shared purpose and mutual support. This isn't about grand pronouncements of solidarity, but the quiet, persistent work of building trust and understanding, day by gentle day. Her quiet strength, born from deep wells of experience and loss, hints at a future of profound support, a time when the community will lean on each other, not just in times of sorrow, but in shared joys and quiet triumphs. This enduring strength, this gentle, unwavering presence, becomes a light for the tales ahead, a promise that even after periods of fragmentation, the human heart, with enough patience and compassion, can find its way back to unity and shared purpose. It speaks of the profound power of quiet resilience, of finding peace not in forgetting, but in embracing the full tapestry of life. The widow, in her humble yet profound way, becomes a silent architect of connection, whispering that true strength lies not in power, but in the gentle, unwavering bonds of love and understanding that hold a community together, one quiet, loving moment at a time. Where summer clung, vibrant and full of life, its leaves a riot of green, now a single, fragile leaf drifts down. It's a profound contrast, isn't it? Like the quiet sigh of the world letting go, preparing for a period of introspection and rest. You're under the tree, perhaps, feeling the crisp autumn air around you, carrying the subtle, earthy scent of damp leaves and the promise of change. The sight of that gentle fall, slow and deliberate, is tender, almost poetic, a quiet testament to the beauty of natural cycles. In this serene, transient moment, a deep peace isn't just settling, it's deepening, becoming a quiet, accepted truth. Bless their resilient hearts, they're adapting, aren't they? Like the wise old trees that gracefully shed their leaves, trusting that winter's rest will lead to spring's renewal. This isn't about giving up, but about understanding the ebb and flow of life, recognizing when to release and when to hold fast. The quiet descent of the autumn leaf reflects the community's capacity to adjust, to find new forms of strength in different seasons of their shared journey, knowing that change, though sometimes bittersweet, is a part of growth. This gentle fall, this quiet surrender, teases a time of profound change, a period of quiet purification and reflection, preparing the ground for what's to come. It's a leaf for the next chapter, suggesting that even after the most vibrant of times, there is a necessary period of quiet, a time for deep rest that allows for strength to be rebuilt. The autumn leaf, in its humble yet profound way, becomes a silent symbol of new beginnings, whispering that every ending holds the promise of a fresh start, ready for the tender shoots of spring. You might see a bridge as just a crossing, friends, a simple structure of wood or stone that gets you from one side of the creek to the other. But oh, if you truly listen, it holds their story, a quiet testament to connection and perseverance across time. You're on its planks now, perhaps feeling the familiar creak of the old wood beneath your feet, a gentle lullaby that speaks of countless journeys safely made. The air is cool, carrying the fresh scent of river water and damp earth, a comforting aroma that reminds you of enduring strength and quiet passages. In this steady, unyielding span, faith isn't just a fleeting hope. It's strengthening, thriving with a deep, unwavering presence. Bless their enduring souls, they're thriving, aren't they? Like the steadfast arch of a well-built bridge, designed to bear weight and withstand the flow of the waters below, they are finding their resilience in unity and shared purpose. This isn't about grand, dramatic leaps, but the consistent, humble work of building connections brick by painstaking brick. The old bridge, in its unwavering journey across the waters, becomes a silent teacher, demonstrating that even the most turbulent currents can be navigated with patience and a strong foundation. This steady span, this deliberate connection, hints at a future of profound connection, a time when the community will continue to build bridges of understanding and compassion. It's a path for the coming days, a gentle promise that even after periods of fragmentation, the journey forward is one of unity and purpose. The bridge, in its humble yet powerful way, becomes a silent symbol of enduring grace, whispering that true strength lies not in isolation, but in the unwavering bonds that link one soul to another, ensuring that their shared path is always open and clear. I'm the last ember, you see, glowing soft and deep in the heart of the fireplace as night truly falls, painting the room in shades of fading orange and comforting gloom. I've given my heat freely, warmed many conversations, and now, as I slowly diminish, I become a silent witness to reflection, settling softly into the quiet. You're by me, perhaps, feeling the subtle, lingering warmth on your skin, the faint scent of ash and burnt wood, a gentle aroma that speaks of stories told and days well spent. The warmth, though fading, offers a profound sense of peace, an invitation to quiet introspection. In this humble, hushed glow, reflection isn't just a fleeting thought, it's deepening, becoming a quiet, accepted truth. Bless their gentle hearts, they're resting, aren't they? Like the earth itself, settling into a deep, restorative sleep after a long, productive day. This isn't about rushing to conclusions, but about allowing the quiet truths of the past to settle, to be understood in the soft, forgiving light of memory. My gentle glow hints at a future of profound peace, a promise that even after the flames of conflict have died down, a quiet, enduring warmth of understanding and connection will remain. It's a light for the next tale, a silent testament to the wisdom that emerges when we allow ourselves to simply be in the quiet and let the lessons of the past become part of our enduring light. Remember that harvest moon's gaze, soft and full, that watched over the ripening fields. Well, now imagine the night has deepened, and countless stars blanket the prairie, a vast shimmering canvas stretching endlessly above. You're lying back, perhaps on a soft blanket spread over the cool earth, feeling the air crisp and clean, carrying the scent of wild grasses and quiet freedom. The light is vast, yet intimate, the stars a million tiny pinpricks of hope across the deep velvet sky. In this boundless embrace of the starlit prairie, a profound sense of hope isn't just rising. It's blossoming, inviting dreams to take flight. Bless their hopeful hearts, they're dreaming, aren't they? Like a child gazing at the stars, filled with boundless wonder and quiet possibility. This isn't about grand, sweeping plans for tomorrow, but about the quiet, persistent work of nurturing dreams, allowing the spirit to soar beyond the boundaries of the everyday. The vast open sky, dotted with countless stars, hints at a future of profound wonder, a time when the community will look beyond the immediate and find inspiration in the boundless possibilities of collective purpose. This starlit embrace, this quiet cosmic connection, becomes a sky for the coming nights, a gentle reminder that even in the deepest darkness, there is always light, always hope, always a quiet promise of new beginnings. It promises a journey not of confinement, but of expansive vision, a collective movement towards a future illuminated by the quiet, unwavering light of shared dreams. The starlit prairie, in its humble yet profound way, becomes a silent teacher, whispering that true hope lies not in what you see, but in the dreams you dare to hold, vast and bright as the night sky itself. The wind's soft sigh now brushes your face, a whisper so gentle it feels like a familiar hand stroking your brow, its rustle through the distant leaves like a cradle song, soft and tender. You feel the tall grass sway, a rhythmic dance beneath the vast darkening sky, and the air is warm, carrying the lingering sweetness of the day, a comforting embrace that invites deep rest. In this tranquil, encompassing stillness, a profound peace isn't just settling, it's deepening like the very breath of the earth, drawing you gently into its quiet, restorative hold. Bless their patient hearts, they're healing, aren't they? Like a weary child finally sinking into a peaceful slumber, they are finding a profound sense of calm and renewal. This isn't about escaping the world's worries, but about finding a sanctuary within the quiet rhythms of nature, allowing the spirit to mend and prepare for new dawns. This soft, unwavering lullaby hints at a future of profound rest, a promise that even after the most strenuous efforts, there is always a place for quiet reflection and deep, restorative peace. It's a breeze for the final tale, a gentle reminder that true strength isn't just about striving, but also about the wisdom of quiet rest and allowing the spirit to mend, preparing for the dreams that await. Like a hearth's whisper, soft and constant, carrying stories and warmth through the ages, their story lingers, a gentle echo in the quiet chambers of history. You're by the fire now, perhaps, feeling the last embers softly fading, their glow a deep, comforting orange, painting the room with a sense of settled peace. The faint scent of wood smoke, familiar and reassuring, speaks of countless evenings of shared moments, of laughter and quiet contemplation. The glow, though diminishing, holds a profound wisdom, a quiet understanding that settles deep within you. In this gentle, fading light, a deep, lasting peace isn't just settling, it's embracing, cradling you into the quiet of the night. Bless their enduring hearts. They're at peace, aren't they? Like a beloved old book, its pages worn smooth from countless readings, now resting quietly on a shelf, its stories forever held within. This isn't about grand finalities, but about the gentle, comforting truth that even after the flames of life's trials have died down, a warmth of understanding and connection remains, a legacy of love that continues to glow. This whisper promises a legacy of love, a profound understanding that the most powerful truths aren't shouted, but gently carried through time, a warmth to cradle you as you drift into the quiet, peaceful depths of sleep. End of script. Sweet dreams.